Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining the channel. Hope you're all well. Today on the bench, I have a Tascam PortaOne. This is a Ministudio. This is like a little 4-track recorder, 4-track mixer, studio. You can do the EQ, all kinds of panning. And it's a nice little unit if you want to punch out tapes. If you have a band, you want to record something out on the doing your gigs. This thing runs off batteries too. You can load it up with C cells, 10 C cells, and you'll get some action out of it. But this was brought to me by a client who wants me to replace belts. So you got a belt kit here from somebody, I'm not sure, and supplied me with a power adapter. I'm going to test this thing out and make sure that it's all good. But yeah, we'll get through this. He says there's a problem when you hit play, the heads don't come up or something, and yeah, went on the funny place that's called YouTube. They have all these videos of people fixing things, and I saw there was quite a few videos on these Tascam PortaOnes, and the tape transport in here must be problematic because there's quite a few videos on the tape transport itself. So yeah, if you got free time, go watch them. But let's do a service on this, and we'll make sure it's all 100% before we give it back. That's my goal. Let's test it out first. So this PortaOne uses an external wall wart for power. It comes in here. Here's our inputs. This is our outputs. Line out, tape out for 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks. DC in 11 to 15 volts, negative tip. So that's important. You have to always look at that. Use Tascam PSP. I don't think this is the right adapter. This is an aftermarket thing. So we need negative tip. So let's plug this in and try it. This thing looks like it has a reversible tip. This is positive here. Positive here, so I don't know what's going on. We'll see if we have negative tip. And it looks like we do. Okay. Reverse polarity. But okay. So that's all right. Let me put that in frame. Get rid of this. Okay, let's see here. Let's turn on the power. All right. Consuming 3 watts at idle. Hit play. Seems to be working. Heads are extending. Fast forward. Auto stop. Rewind. Auto stop. Play. Doesn't have that much torque. It's kind of, yeah, it doesn't have much torque. But can you feel it? You can feel it gripping and slipping. So yeah, everything seems to be working with the mechanism. He said something about the head was getting stuck coming up and down, so I don't see that. Maybe he wanted me to disassemble it and relubricate all those slides. Seems to be working fine. Pause. Seems to be working good. Let's put a tape in it. What is this record function? I don't want record function. I'm not getting any output. No output on the meters. Monitor. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we get on tracks 1 and 2. I'm assuming that's probably on left and right. Tracks 3 and 4, that would be the other side of the tape playing in reverse. That's my guess. Pitch control. Seems to be working. Huh. Okay, well, let's open it up, see what it takes to put belts in this thing. Got 6 screws out. Should be able to lift this side off. And what do we have here? We've got lots of interconnects. Okay, let's turn this. Yeah, lots going on here. Lots and lots. Because it is a mixer 4-track deck. Yeah, these belts are a little tired. Okay, so there's 2 belts right up top here. Let's see what comes in the belt kit. Looks like we got 3 belts. Contains 4 belts. Oh yeah, okay. 1 flat belt and 3 square cut. Belts are brand new stock, 100% compatible with the original. Errors are subject to correction. Okay. This is where he bought the belt kit in case you want to do the same. I think this is a Canadian outfit, KP Components. I've bought from them before. They're located in Vancouver or near Vancouver, British Columbia. And I've used them in the past. I can recommend them. So if you need belts, you can email them and find out what they have for what you need. Okay. Now, let's take this transport out before we do anything crazy here. Looks like it's all untouched. It's a nice piece of kit. Seems to be well built. Tascam is a division of TIAC, I believe. I'm trying to look here for date codes. I don't see any. 5, that's all I see is 5. So this might be 1985. 5065. Okay. Just trying to find where all the screws are. Here's one. Another one here. Maybe not. Maybe this one is the one. Yeah, that one I could put back. Okay. Got one here. And got one more here. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. We have to untie some of these twists. Okay. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay it on this. I'll get something soft to put it on, and then we'll just lay it on. We won't disconnect anything. And we'll work on it right here on top of the other circuit board. Okay, it looks like it's going to be a 5-minute video because this is really easy to work on. Everything's right here. Get our belts. That one's not bad. It's getting a little crusty. This belt here, this one underneath, we need to remove the flywheel, which means we need to remove 2 screws, a spring, and this cover comes off the flywheel. But first we need to remove this little washer. Pull it up and out. Put it aside so we don't lose it. Okay. Now I was looking at this here. This thing is floating pretty good actually. He said it might be sticking or something, and I don't see it. It's moving free. It's not sticking at all. I can like re-lubricate bits of it, but to disassemble it all just to clean it, I don't think it needs it. Another problem is the spring, the plastic piece that holds the heads has a spring under it, and that plastic gets brittle, and the spring has some considerable force behind it, and it pushes. The spring here is pushed on this lever, so when you put it into play mode, this comes up, and that's what brings the heads up. But also there's pressure put on the plastic, and the plastic can crack, and the spring can pop out. And this one looks like it's fine. I'm not going to do anything to it. Now, we got that out. Let's flip this over. And let's start taking these screws out. Oh wow, they're tight. You kidding me? That's going to strip. Let's replace this screw. There we go. So we can just slide this out. Leave the spring attached. And then our belt. Yeah, this belt is pretty weak. No cracks in it yet, but I'm surprised. And then we can pull out our flywheel and capstan with this belt. Take this belt off. This one's not bad. And there's all our mechanisms. Yeah, I don't think a complete disassembly is going to accomplish anything. The grease looks good on this thing. And yeah, let's just put it all back together. So, which belt did I have where? I got them mixed up now. This one here was the top one. This one goes here. Yes, okay, so this one. Okay, here's our 3 new belts. I'll probably just give them a quick clean with alcohol just to make sure that they're not, get rid of the old belts so they don't get mixed up. I'll just give them a clean with alcohol so they don't get, you know, they got dirty fingerprints or something. So let's see here. This belt here should be the right one for there. Okay, let's clean these up. I'll clean these up and I'll be right back. Okay, clean the new belts. See, there's a little bit of dirt on the new belts. So That's something you should always do when you put a new belt on, is clean it first, because you don't know what's on it. So which one do I need here? I need the second shortest one, I believe. And this one goes here. Okay, let's get some oil. This ready to go. Okay, so we'll oil this up. Just half a drop. Slip our belt on. Yeah, where's my belt tool? Okay, I'm just gonna. Okay, we can put this back together. So clean the old grease out of here, this cup. This cup is an adjustment for the amount of end play that's on the shaft. You shouldn't have to adjust anything, just re-lubricate it and put it all back together. Uh-oh, what's happened here? This is not right. This goes like this. How did that come apart? It flipped up. Okay. Flip it down. Okay. All right. Short screw here. This long screw here. Torque them all down later. I'll torque it right now. Torque this one. Okay. All right. Oh, you know what I forgot? Yeah, you said it. Let's take this off again. All right, let's do this. Okay. I don't know if these machines have any purpose nowadays, considering now you can record pretty much anything you want on your computer, and you can do multi-track and all that, and use your hard drive as a storage device. Everything's digitized now, but I guess there is a use for these. Okay. last belt. This one looks oversized. Alrighty, it must be good. And everything on this side is done. Let's flip it over. Let's replace this belt. This one's a little more difficult. There we go. Everything's good. Now what? Well, I think I'm going to clean the heads. The heads don't look dirty at all. And this thing is in play mode, so how does this... There we go. Put our washer back on. All right. Clean the heads and the capstan roller. It looks like it's been cleaned already. There's really nothing on this at all. It's cleaned. So I'll clean it again and then we'll give it a test. Just before I close it all up, I'm going to give this some oil, grease here. Right here. And right on this ball bearing. Right here. I think that's it. There's probably a couple spots under here that I can't reach, but they're not showing any problems. I'll leave that alone. Alright, I think we're done. We have to go like this. I'm running into troubles here. It's probably this switch and button. Okay, see if I can get that in. Yeah. I don't know what the trick is to get that in. Just have to keep fiddling it until it drops in. There. No, it's still not. So let me flip this over. This switch button here. There we go. There we go. Alright, put the screws back and then we're done. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over each of these boards with a magnifying lens. I'm going to make sure that we don't have any cracked solders on any of these joints. Especially the ones with the plug-in connectors. These are notorious for cracking because it's a stress point for the circuit board, right? So I'll go through and check all these connections, and then on this board here, I'll have to remove this board from the back and I'll have to flip it down and look at it just to make sure everything's 100% before I button this thing back up and take my old belts out. I don't want to leave those here. And then we'll button this one up. And as soon as I start looking, I find problems. See, look at this. That is a little clipped lead that's stuck to the capacitor. Here's another one. This one here is laying across another track. So this is from the factory. Let me just get rid of this. It passed quality control and it's not causing a problem, but see that little piece came out? It's just like a little... Now I lost it. Here's the other one. Another little piece. Get rid of these. Yeah, that's why I always look over a board. Anytime I do a repair, I always inspect the boards. Here's the barrel jack for the power coming in. You got two connections here. This is your outside conductor of the barrel jack, and here's your center pin. And I was going to add a reverse polarity diode, but I don't need to because they already did one here. You can see this little diode picture, and it's this here and this here. So power comes in, this is the negative, comes in here through this diode and then onto there, which is the battery connection terminal. So yeah, I don't need to add a reverse protection because they already have a blocking diode here that's wired in, so that's a good thing. It's funny that it's negative tip. Most things nowadays are positive tip. I don't know why some manufacturers in their wisdom want to use one or the other. I think it's probably proprietary because they want you to buy their adapter. They don't want you going to Radio Shack and buying a universal adapter to fit. But it's good that they got the reverse protection diode here so that when you plug something in backwards, it's not going to blow up. Just going through the machine and working all its functions, and this is quite an impressive little piece of gear. I wasn't really paying much attention to it when I arrived and looking at it, but once you start using it, it is really a nice piece. You have 4 channels you can mix here. You have your inputs for your 4 channels down here, mic or line. You can select between them. On the output, you have 4 outputs for each channel. These are direct from the tape coming out. And then you have your line out, which is your mixed output. So you can use your tape, mix it, and have it come out the line. Each channel has its pan, left or right, so you can place that track on either your left channel or your right channel, depending, or mix it. You got a low EQ. You can boost bass or cut bass if it's too boomy. You have a high EQ. You can boost your highs, and then this you can mix between your line and microphone, so you can have actually 2 inputs here and pan between the 2 of them. Pretty cool. Another thing this tape deck has, that's this GEC tape mechanism. It has the ability to cue. So for example, if I'm playing a tape, I can fast forward to the next song, or I can rewind to the next song, and that allows me to do that. Just a simple press of the button and allows you to cue and listen. It has a master volume for your line outs, which is a nice feature. Pitch control. Yeah, it's got a lot of good features. It's got DBX noise reduction, so you can DBX all 4 of your inputs, all 4 of your channels on tape. So I'm just going through and confirming everything's working, and everything is working great here. There's no noise in the sliders, there's no noise in any of these pots. Everything's working good, so I don't have to do anything to this. The meters are all working. It sounds to me like the tape head's aligned properly, but I'm going to go through and confirm that. Another thing I want to do is I want to confirm our record function. I haven't done that yet. So pretty much wraps up this one. Not much else to talk about, but I am impressed. These switches here allow you to select the input for each channel. So you have input right now for tape, and I got channel 3 and 4 turned off. You can input the line or mic for your input channel for your mixer, or you can select tape, which is kind of cool. So if you go tape, let's turn these off. Let's turn these on. And you hear channel 3 and 4 are playing in reverse. That's so that's all selected and going now. This tape is quite old, but tape's quite old and it's a little wrinkly. Seen a lot of hours, but yeah, it's all working good. Some Fugazi there. Yeah, so what else to say about it? I'm going to check the record function. I still don't know what this monitor Q remix is. I'm playing around with some of the controls here I don't quite understand, like this record function, bus L, bus right. And if I put that up, it starts blinking. I don't know how you select which channel you record to. I think this is it here. 1 and 2, 3 or 4. I don't know if you can do all 4 at the same time though. Still some things I don't know. I don't understand what tape Q is. I'm not sure what these do. I'm going to play around with this some more and have some more fun here. Alright, so I just finished checking the record function on this is working good. You can record one track or all tracks, depending on how you set it up. It's a really versatile unit. I don't know if I'd use it as a cassette deck for home use. It's really not geared up for that. It's kind of ruggedized and made for road use, and it's got some nice features for recording music, live music. Yeah, that's what its purpose is. So I'm going to end this one here. I think it's working good. I'm going to return it to the owner and let him play with it, and then I'll see you on the next one. I got lots of stuff coming up, so take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.